Fuck, there we go.
Finally.
This is the last episode Matt Maran is ever going to record in the United States of America.
Yeah, because I'm never coming back once I leave for Israel. Actually, by the time that they're listening to this episode, I will be in Israel. I will be being indoctrinated as you're listening to this.
Oh, my God.
You'll be finishing what we started.
Yeah. Oh, Finnegan, come on up here. Fourth mic. Hey, what's up? Finnegan tried to drink some of my muscle milk before we started.
Yikes, dude.
It's already working, dude. Look at him.
So jacked.
For those of you watching at home, you could see his fucking traps.
Absolutely.
And his back and his shoulders.
And Finnegan's, too.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Have any of our fans DM'd you complimentary things about your body?
I'm trying to think. Not just like, hey, look, you got night, but I've gotten like messages that mention me. That like have mentioned. I'm trying to. It was something like being the muscle of locker room talk.
Hell yeah.
Things along the lines of like the strong, like, but never just like a guy hitting on me. Actually, not from locker room talk. And
not that
I know of from locker room talk. There's been some messages. I don't know if they're from people who heard me on locker room talk, but
Adios mio.
Yeah,
I've gotten one message from a gay man in Africa.
Yeah,
and it was just a bunch of stuff in Swahili, and then "you my gay?" ?
Nice, dude. What did you say?
If I had responded, maybe my whole life would be different. I'd be in Kenya right now having a nice time.
No, but I'm pretty sure you've gotten messages before from people complimenting you on your body.
Oh, that's true. Matt played a trick on me.
What happened?
Do you know about this, Joe?
No.
This is like 3 years ago now.
This was
maybe?
a while ago.
It was a while back. I don't remember what it. I think Bobby and me were going to the. We were going to the gym together, and Bobby was putting some effort into working out and improving his body.
Nice.
And I put up a Facebook post. That's how long ago it was, when a lot of people would still see a Facebook post.
Oh, wow.
And I hid Bobby from seeing it. I just said that Bobby's been working out and exercising, and he's been working really hard. So I want everyone who sees this to DM him or text him and compliment him on his body.
Nice,
and I
man.
was then with him, and he just starts getting message after message from people.
It was for days. At one point I shut my phone off.
Why?
Well, I usually have it on Do Not Disturb anyway, but I was like, I need to focus on my work.
I think he gets one.
I can't be getting these ironic messages because everybody, for the person messaging me, it's the first time they're participating in this bit.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's fun. But after about 20, 30 messages, I'm like, all right, I have to.
How long did it take you until you realized, like, oh, people are making fun
Well,
of
it was
me?
the second one.
He doesn't have a good poker face, Matt.
Well, I mean, it didn't even mean it wasn't even me doing it. I was with him. He gets one text and he's like, "This guy just texted me. You've been looking good lately."
Yeah, it was really. But I think it was.
And then
I want to say it was Jared Swartz.
I think
damn.
so. Yeah. And then
so
there was
well,
a
this
second.
could mean anything.
Okay.
And then
This
there
could
was
be his idea of networking.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been. He'd be like, "Man, you've been looking swole lately. You want to write for my show?"
Yeah. Well, this was pre Karen Feehan. So
Oh, before the only fee hands like blew him up into the stratosphere.
Yes, where he was like, what if I compliment Bobby on his body? Maybe that'll.
That was his approach to comedy. Was like, I'm just going to compliment every comedian's body until they book me.
Yeah.
Well,
and it worked for Karen.
That's the
Feehan.
thought that was going through my head when I
Yeah.
saw the first message.
Yeah.
Then there's a second message. I don't remember who that one was from. Do you remember?
Rhett Seaver.
Rhett Seaver.
A very kind of eccentric gay.
Yikes.
Yes.
But he's one of the gay guys that doesn't make me uncomfortable.
Really?
You know what I mean?
What, so he's not like physically attractive?
Yeah, exactly.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, and then Bobby says, "This guy just texted me saying, have you been working out?" And I think I probably was smiling a bit, because then he just
doesn't have
looks
a
at
good
me
fit.
and he goes, "What did you do?"
Good golly, Miss Molly.
And so Matt was just like, "Hey, everyone, text Bobby and
Yeah.
say how good his body's looking."
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
hid him from seeing the message, so he
Okay.
couldn't see it. But a bunch of people saw it and started DMing him. And it ruined his life, because he said he will never be able to get a message from someone complimenting him and know if they mean it or not.
Well, anyone, if it's online, I know it's a bit. You know, even sometimes anything that's on social media, and we could have a mutual friend. I know it's a callback to the bit.
Oh,
if you,
damn.
But in person,
yeah.
I mean, if I know confidently they do not know who Matt Maron is. But if they've ever done comedy in New York,
okay,
it has an asterisk next to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
And ironically, talking about this on the podcast is going to cause a resurgence of the Bobby, your body looks good comments.
Right. Unless like everyone's like your body went to shit, and instead like they just start messaging how awful your body looks.
And that is now also a possibility.
Oh no! What did I do,
Bobby?
Folks, whatever you do, please don't message Bobby saying his body looks shitty. It's cruel. It's mean. You don't want to hurt his feelings. You don't want to look. I can't be on another podcast where somebody's constantly spiraling. All right, so just be nice to like one of my co-hosts. Please. But I understand.
You have this plausible deniability. That's
all I can do.
I mean, you are a lawyer. I am convinced you have at least a paralegal certificate because you know all the right things to say. You're like Trump, dude. you say shit and it's like, that's right on the cusp, but you can't actually get in trouble.
It's like, hey, there were our entire fan base. There are good, there's good people and there's bad people. But there's one thing on the Venn diagram that overlaps, and that's the love of locker room talk.
The
Mongoloid
Empire.
Yeah, our Mongoloid Empire.
Damn,
How do you
dude.
feel about that, Finn?
Has anyone ever complimented your body, Joe?
No, dude. Of course not. No one compliments
Were
me.
you ever,
dude.
when you were younger, were you ever a workout guy?
I was in college. I was like, I would run like 3 miles a day in college. I was in great shape in college.
Yeah. Were you lifting weights ever?
I was going to like the college gym and stuff. Yeah.
I want to see college workout Joe Gorman.
Damn, he looked great, dude. I was
Yeah.
like 50 pounds lighter.
Put it in the sexy ladies channel on our Discord.
No,
anyone can post in there.
Yeah, really. And apparently the definition of sexy ladies is a very sliding scale.
Elastic.
Yeah, from hot ass OnlyFans to yikes. Yeesh.
Mia Khalifa was in there recently.
I know.
Yikes.
That's what I find the
on
sexiest.
9/11.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Well, I like to think that it's upsetting a jihadist that I'm jacking off to a Lebanese woman's.
Yeah.
She's not even Muslim; she's Christian,
Thank Christ.
which makes it less exciting to me.
Christ, look at Finn just getting in your
Finn again.
personal space.
You know what's really sexy about those Mia Khalifa videos?
What?
Is that she regrets them.
Really?
Yeah. That to me.
Well, she only did like 6 videos.
She
or
did
something.
a very few amount, and now people.
Imagine being like such a star.
Yeah.
That's like when you think like Mr. Bean had like a fuck ton of comedy shows.
Yeah.
And then you realize there were only like 13 episodes of Mr. Bean. And you're like, but he's everywhere and he's so beloved. That's Mia Khalifa. She did like 3 scenes. One was like where she had like a threesome with her Muslim mom.
with the burqa on. That's the one she blew
the
up from.
MILF in that scene.
No pun intended. The one she blew up from.
The MILF in that scene has like such a thick Hispanic accent. It's so funny.
Julia Vega.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I
Joe's
love
a
porn.
connoisseur.
I love porn. I love fucking porn. I love video games. I love drugs. I love everything like basically like stuff you get into in college. I never got over that.
There you
I
go.
still think
Except
that
for
shit-
working out.
Yeah, except for working out. Literally, that was like the only. It was. That
You're
was
like,
the
well, I have
opposite.
to drop one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of these things has to go, and it's like I can't choose. I can't lose the things that are cool.
That's like one of those memes. One of these has to go, and it's all the things Joe did in college, and it's like working out, watching porn, doing drugs, threatening people on the internet, looking up how to make a bomb. You're like, oh fuck.
I've been getting into some like workout YouTube and like Instagram and TikTokers. There's
Mercy.
like a whole like, and it's not even bodybuilders like giant jack dudes. It's just kind of like fitness Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and YouTube videos, and it's such its own world because these people who most of us have never heard of, but they have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They have all these sponsorship deals from workout like clothing company and different gyms and stuff, and they're all just kind of normal people. Just regular everyday people, and it's kind of nice because it's such a break from you're hearing them talk and make jokes with each other, and there's no like political correctness. There's no
Jews.
No Jews. Well, they're workout videos. Come on. but there's no like own the libs. There's no like there's nothing from either side where it feels like political stuff is so much everywhere. Even in like comedy podcasts, they'll still touch on it. Here, it's just people kind of talking, having a good time, and it does make you think like, oh yeah, that is still how most people are. But also that was there was a thing like a few months ago where some article that was like fitness is now alt-right.
Hell yeah, that's hilarious.
And it really just came from like a lot of these YouTubers who are, I don't know, they're just dudes who they like listening to Joe Rogan sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Sounds
it's not
all
just-
right to me, Matthew.
Yeah. Or and it's also there's like a girl, Sarah Safari. Like there's
Who's
a woman.
that?
She's one of the female fitness people.
Ooh, baby.
And she's kind of funny. Like I watched. I mean, you know, not like she's not a comedian, but for like within the bodybuilding YouTuber world, she's funny. And it's like, yeah, well, and I kind of like it where I'm like, I don't want to be the fucking guy who like every time I'm watching something that's not comedy, I'm like holding it to some standard of like, well, actually, I heard a comedian do that joke on stage and they had a better bit. It's like, this is just a person.
Nice.
Let's just have a nice time watching
Nice.
stuff.
Oh,
not enough
Matthew.
people have a nice time doing things.
I think that is the best take, that more people have to have nice time.
Yeah. Well, that's my whole thing. I separate people into fun and not fun.
Fun and not fun.
Yeah.
What are your things you like? So that's what you follow on TikTok. It's just like the fitness people.
So my TikTok is full of, it's got some of that. It's got a lot of sports stuff. It's got stand-up clips, pro wrestling podcast stuff. Those are probably, and also just hot girls dancing to
Nice.
literally anything. I've started doing a bit about it because I'm being indoctrinated because anytime hot girls dance on TikTok, I watch the full video, and a lot of them will be like pointing up, and then words will come up, and it'll be like some political argument.
Yeah.
So I just like, because like there was one girl who was dancing and like right wing talking points come up, TikTok started sending me like Steven Crowder videos.
Oh,
and I
no.
had to be like, we got to get this out of the algorithm.
I just unfollowed a bunch of like Instagram models and thirst trap things.
Well, I don't.
I'm trying to purify my feed. So it's like, all right, unless I like, I'm only jerking off to people I know IRL now. So just like the comedians with like a / OnlyFans.
There you go.
You know,
Yeah.
that just them. But like, just like straight whores, no way.
I've
Get
noticed-
lost, bitch.
I like try not to like jack
off?
off to I mean I like jerking off. I try not to jerk off to like Instagram like models or whatever.
Why?
I don't kind of don't want to give them attention, you know what I mean?
But why? But like, it gives you a boner, right?
It does, but I don't want to like help a woman in the process. You know
I don't
what
think it does. I actually think jerking off to a woman degrades them.
Okay.
Dehumanizes them because you're not doing it like, oh, I can see myself having a fucking life with this. You're just like a piece of meat. I want to fuck. I want to fuck you and I want to leave you because I don't respect you. And that's
Someone
that's,
should cut this of just Joe saying this to me.
But I always thought that. I always thought like objectifying somebody sexually like that, like kind of like it loses their humanity in a way.
Okay.
What if a woman masturbates while thinking about you? Would you feel
That would never fucking happen, Matt. That would never fucking happen. Get out of this fucking
That's
sit there. What if somebody put a gun to your head and said you have to make a choice? Like that's never gonna happen.
Well,
no
what
one's gonna
about-
jerk off to
but
me.
Yeah.
Do you
Well,
think a
unless we get a
woman-
gun.
Yeah.
Do you think a
Yeah,
woman?
somebody puts a gun to their head and says, "You got to jerk off to Joe, or I'll kill you." They just take the gunshot easily in a fucking heartbeat. They're like they do the thing where they put the barrel of the gun to their head, and it's like just do it.
Do it. What am I supposed to jack off to?
Yeah.
Do you think
How
when
good he
women
is at video
masturbate to men
games?
in general, they're degrading the men?
Yeah.
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 You had to think about it though.
Nah. I think women. I think everyone just wants to fuck. I think this whole idea of like women don't objectify men and men don't objectify women. I think it's all horseshit.
Well, I don't even-
I think everyone's horny.
I don't see like objectification. Like I think it's a made up thing because if
Ooh.
you only listen to someone for like the hot takes that they have, are you just only appreciating their intelligence and not their beauty?
Yes.
Is that bad too?
No.
You know what I
It's-
mean?
it's
We
real.
all have like good things about us.
Yeah.
You know, no
Well,
one's
yeah.
jacking off to us, like you said, but they might listen to us do bits. Now, does that mean
Yeah.
that women that I jack off to, I also have to hear their bits?
Yeah.
No.
Well, because there's also
No, I will not hear their bits.
What if she
also-
wants to run her 5 minutes by you?
Yeah.
What if I want to put a shotgun in my mouth and pull the trigger?
Hell yeah, dude. That's what we're
instead
talking
of jerking
about.
off to Joe Gorman.
Yeah.
Well, because
Full circle.
some of it, I think the thing people will say is like, judge me for my mind because that's something I put effort into. I'm like people don't put effort into how they look.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
and also you're not in control of your mind either. Like your mind isn't this extra thing that is something you create.
Yeah.
Well,
there are some women who I like them for their body more than their mind, and other women who I would like for their mind more than their body.
Like who?
We'll save it for the Patreon.
Ooh. Marcia Clark's brain.
Ooh.
And Christina Aguilera in the late 90s body.
I would say Christina Aguilera now, where she's like a fat mom with big ass titties. Give me some of that broken down Christina Aguilera. Hey, bitch, you said that no one has a boner thinking about you kissing Madonna anymore? Don't worry, I'll take care of you. Get over here. Get over here, you Latinx fucking ambiguous woman.
That's the one woman jerking off to the thought of Joe Gorman after she hears him say that.
Christina Aguilera?
She thinks Joe Gorman's beautiful no matter what they say.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what that song was about.
Oh, in that video, there is a very skinny man fucking flexing in the mirror. Shirt.
Is that what you thought you were?
Is that
no comment? Not important.
That's Christina Aguilera, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For a second, I was like, wait, did I just fuck that up?
Nah.
No. Pulled the genie out of the bottle there.
Ooh.
I'll give
Those
you the
are the only
finger
two I
longer
know.
than the rumor that I was sticking it to Christina, because if I ever stuck it to any singer in showbiz, it'd be Jennifer Lopez. And Puffy, you know this. Sorry, Puff, but I don't give a fuck. If this chick was my own mother, I'd still fuck her with no rubber and come inside her and have a son and new brother. At the same time, I just said it ain't mine. What's my name? I am Slim Shady.
Yeah, wasn't there a beef between Eminem and Christina Aguilera?
Yeah, they had beef, too.
Oh, my
Where that
goodness.
Well, she put him on blast on MTV.
Why?
I put you on blast on MTV. See how you like it.
Yes, that was.
What did she do? She did that thing.
What's the line in the song? Put my ass on. My ass on blast.
Little
on
bitch,
MTV.
put me on blast on MTV. Yeah, he's cute, but I think he's married to Kim. Hee hee. Because she said on MTV, "Oh, I heard Eminem and Kim are getting married, even though he raps about killing her." And he was like, "Bitch, you better not talk about stuff I sing about." You know what I mean?
You better not bring up a completely accurate thing I did.
Well,
Bitch, you better shut the fuck up about a thing I 100% did.
Dude,
Wasn't the
Eminem
thing that-
99 to 04 was like the most like turned up. Like you
Yeah.
couldn't fucking say anything about him or.
He
to
got
him.
into a fucking fight with a fucking sock puppet, of course, dude. He's
Yep.
like, yeah, watch out, Triumph the Insult Comic Dog, man. He had, so he's like beat up like this fucking puppet that's attached to this old Jewish man, and he had his fucking posse with him at the MTV. He's like, and Moby, I'm gonna beat your ass too. It's like, whoa, watch out, man. Puppeteers and fucking deep trance, you know?
And fuck Moby. He's too old. It's over. Nobody
Yeah.
listens to him
And
now.
Eminem, give us a little taste of your fucking daughter. God damn, dude. The fuck is wrong with you, old man? I'll throw you down a fucking flight of stairs. Do you think he's gonna hurt me? Matt, you gotta protect me, dude.
It's not 09 to 2004 Eminem, so I don't know how.
Yeah,
hurt
dude,
he
he's
is
different. He
anymore.
doesn't even do fucking drugs anymore.
I like the
Tough
idea
man.
that Joe just starts beef and I have to fight people to defend him.
Yep.
That's how it has. That's the agreement, dude.
Yeah.
You're like Chewbacca, and I'm like C-3PO on
Yeah.
your back, and I'm like, oh my, look at this trans person. Oh my, this person's gay. And Matt's just like, attacking people. Oh my, I think there's only two genders. Everyone's fucking attacking him.
Is Bobby R2D2 in this?
Yeah.
Yeah, the least interesting of the characters.
Just whistling, just chilling.
Just making little beep noises that mostly everybody ignores.
No, Bobby would be R2 Me Too.
Woo!
Yeah.
Mercy.
Damn, boys, we are getting into it. We're covering
Yikes.
Star Wars. We're covering early aughts music, pop culture,
Yeah.
drama.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what I want to cover is Eminem's delicious little daughter with some fucking jizz, huh?
You know, Joe, I like to yes and you, but I do not want the rap god to be coming after me. I don't want to be collateral damage in y'all's beef.
I don't think he's gonna fucking like. He's like, he wants to fuck my hot daughter. How dare he?
I mean, that's exactly how the MGK beef started.
really?
Yeah, I think.
But now
I think we
look.
literally talked about
But
this last
but
time.
now like MGK, he gets to have sex with Megan Fox.
I think they broke up. No.
No, they're still
This
together.
This is E Hollywood stories. At
This is like this is the tea with Bobby and Joe.
Welcome to the T. I'm. I'm here with our number one Eminem gossip expert, Bobby Sheehan.
We're
Yeah.
two queens, but we're also unhygienic.
Yeah. Wasn't the thing with Eminem and Christina Aguilera that he hadn't announced he was going to marry Kim and she said it?
Oh, that's interesting. I haven't heard that part of it.
Okay. I thought that might have been why he got mad. Because how does she put him on blast?
Oh, to me, it was like, hey, don't talk about our relationship. But
Oh, okay.
maybe you're right. I mean, that might
Maybe.
be true. Maybe she heard like through the Hollywood grapevine, and he was like,
Maybe.
hey, I didn't want everybody watching MTV to know that.
Maybe. Yeah, I thought I had
know.
heard that at one point.
He
but you
is-
are the expert.
He was real weird about his image for a little while. There's this old clip of him on Howard Stern, and Howard Stern asks him how old he is. And this is right when My Name Is came out. So, like, peak, still with the blonde hair, still, like, really had the wiggerness turned up, like, to 11. And Howard Stern asks him how old he is, and he says 24. But actually, in that clip, he's 27.
How weird and insecure.
Yeah, or, like...
What a
even-
weird number to shave off. 3 years.
It's the difference between early 20s and late 20s, though. Because 27 is like you're a man. 24 is like you're a college kid.
Maybe he was afraid of joining the 27 club.
That's possible.
Ooh, yeah. Also, 27, you could be in college if you're Van Wilder.
That's
Or
true.
if you're getting a doctorate.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Something that actually
Yeah.
fucking matters.
Those are the only two ways you can be in college at 27, if you're Van Wilder or becoming a doctor.
Yeah.
It's so funny
GI
'cause,
Bill
like-
too, I suppose.
GI Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't
you
think
know-
I personally know anybody that went to the military and then college afterwards.
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you? Okay, yeah.
I was in the Israeli army, remember?
Damn, there's so many layers to this.
God, I killed all
You should tell the birthright people that you know Joe Gorman.
Yeah.
Come on,
The-
what
the-
more Jewish name can you think of
Yeah.
than Joseph Gorman?
The Islamic sniper.
The Islamic sniper
Yeah.
instead of the American sniper.
You know it, baby. Well, fucking watch out. Fucking watch out, people that believe in something slightly different than me. Fucking watch the fuck out.
That is wild that like it's Jews, Christians, and Muslims, and we all believe in the same God, but
Yeah.
we just like have different little different stories about
Yeah,
him.
I think he's a little more of an asshole. It's like, nah, I think he's kind of chill. It's like, actually, he hates gay people. And it's like,
Well, that's something all
Yeah.
three of them agree on,
yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah.
That's why I like Rastafarianism, because they're openly like, we'll kill gay people.
boom.
And it's like, yeah. That's cool. That's what Bob Marley was all about.
Yeah.
Smoking weed
Yeah.
and killing gay people.
Do you know he died because he wouldn't get his toe amputated?
Good.
Isn't that fucking wild? He
Really?
went out like Steve Jobs. He
Really?
was like, actually, I don't want to get my toe cut off.
What
It's
was-
a-
how
Ja
did
doesn't
Steve
like
Jobs
it.
go out?
Steve Jobs had pancreatic cancer, and they were like, "Hey, do chemo," and he's like, "I'll just eat oranges. It's the same thing." And then he died.
That's funny.
Well, because they
Thanks
both
for the iPad, though.
yeah, they both have this fucking. I never listened to anybody, and look at me, I'm rich based on like my ingenuity and creativity and
Yeah.
blah blah blah. But it's like, yeah, but at a certain point, when a doctor says you got to do something, you got to do it.
Unless it's wear a mask.
Yeah, don't wear a
Unless
mask.
unless it's a doctor who's friends with Joe Rogan, then don't
Yeah.
listen to that doctor.
no. What if it's Dr. Dre coming full circle?
Ooh.
Well, it's tough because I'm like, you know, doctors disagree on stuff, and I'm like, what if there's just your doctor who you've gone to your whole life who's done all right by you, and he tells you something, and then there's people on CNN who are like, any doctors who say this are anti-science, and he's like, I don't know, this is my doctor. I did what you told me to do. I went to my doctor,
Matt's
and my
going
doctor.
to Dr. Nick.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Why get
Yeah.
COVID vaccine when you
Yeah.
can get lollipop? Here, take for little girl.
Yeah.
That'll be $20. I remember one time in college, I walked into an elevator, and there were like a weird amount of people in the elevator, and I wasn't the like strong, secure New York City comedian that you know and love.
Of course.
So I awkwardly just went to everyone in the elevator. Hi, everybody. And there was a girl, and she said, "Hi, Dr. Nick." And I was like, "That's my wife." But actually, she walked out of the elevator, and I didn't say anything.
You should have
to her.
followed her.
Yeah.
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 Hopefully, if it was a dark alley, too.
Okay.
Or a
Okay.
dark hall.
And then what do I do once I catch her in the dark alley?
You throw her up against the wall.
Okay. Okay. Do I ask her like, "Hey,
Yeah.
is this something that is okay with you?"
You throw her up against the wall and go, bye. Like Snake from The Simpsons.
Ooh. And then she starts crying, and I'm like, "Ha ha."
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Ha-ha.
And then I come and I say "Cowabunga, dude." That was like season 2, Bart. That was in the beginning of The Simpsons when they thought it was going to be a children's show where everybody liked Bart, but then a bunch of like adults were like, actually, we like Homer. And they fucking pivoted to a
Yeah.
Homer-based Simpsons.
Yeah, how I don't know the Simpsons history as well as I know because like South Park history, at a certain point, there's a few seasons where it's all based on Randy,
Right.
and that didn't necessarily come from it's adults watching who like Randy. It's the guys themselves saw themselves more as Randy than as the kids.
Yeah, I think it was just like in the around season 3 of The Simpsons, the writers were just like, well, if we focus more around Homer, he's an adult that has a job, so the scenarios he gets into are a little more realistic than
Yeah.
kids that are confined to doing what their parents say and going
Yeah.
to school all the
Well,
time.
South Park stayed with the kids until Randy stuff came in like season like 15 or something. There were a couple of Randy episodes.
They've pivoted back to the kids.
Yeah, they're back to the kids.
South
now.
Park and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia are like the two shows that have like long-lasting and are consistently funny.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Better than any other show in the world.
I haven't watched Always Sunny like that, but every time I have watched it, it's very good.
It's one of those
It
shows you can
rules.
kind of just throw on,
Yeah.
and the characters are consistent enough that you're not going to turn on an episode and be like, "Who the fuck is everyone?" Like you can
Yeah.
kind of figure out everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're the best at like continuing those inside jokes. Like
Yeah.
the idea that Charlie can't read or that he has dyslexia continues to be funny.
Or like
Yeah.
Dee and Dennis are like still recovering meth addicts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that rules. Or that D looks like a bird, like
Yeah.
that one episode when the flashback and each guy is describing what D looks like, and every flashback moving forward, she looks more and more like a bird until the last scene is she's literally an ostrich. Like they rented an ostrich.
Yeah.
How do you rent an ostrich?
You can just go to a zoo probably.
You good?
Yeah,
I think they're at like
you
petting
just-
zoos.
Yeah, you got to know a guy.
you gotta know an ostrich guy.
You got an
You
ostrich
walk
guy.
into the alley, the same alley that I chased that woman into, and you just
Yeah.
look for a guy in a trench coat with his hands in his pockets, looking both ways. And he's
Okay.
like, "You need an ostrich?"
Yeah.
Well, I don't think ostriches are. I don't think they're as exotic as they just are unique.
Unique.
Yeah.
I think we have to do something in this country about ostriches being poached. And do you want to sit on your ass and just bury your head in the sand, or do you want to do something about it? Woo, I love being an artist. Dude. What's your favorite animal, Matt?
Favorite animal? I think tiger.
Okay.
Ooh,
Tigers are
Because
cool.
Tiger King?
Tiger King, yeah.
Tiger, burning bright in the
Yeah.
forest of the night.
Well, actually, my favorite animal is Finnegan.
Oh,
Aw, Finny, you
Um,
hear that?
where is he?
Yeah.
I
I
think
would
he's
never.
outside.
Not in the
You shoot
like.
dice somewhere with a Bastis.
Yeah. I
Two
just
street
like.
animals.
I just like tigers in that. I think they look the cool. I would never like want tigers.
Yeah.
That's I can't imagine like that world. Like that's not when I say my favorite animal is a tiger. It's just more of like I don't know. When I was a kid and you would think about animals,
Yeah.
tiger
Yeah.
was always the cool one.
Strong yet
Yeah.
gentle.
Mm.
Like you could pet a tiger like a cat as long as you're on that level with him.
Right.
Or her.
Yeah. What about you, Joe? What's your favorite animal?
Damn, some kind of reptile.
Some kind of reptile.
Yeah.
I could see Joe being like a lizard guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there was no Kelly in your life, you would 100% have a lizard or a snake or an
Yeah.
iguana. At
yeah,
this point.
probably. Right.
What would you name it? Fucking like John Wilkes Booth or something?
Mark David Chapman.
Yeah, there we go.
Mark David Chapman, you haven't even touched your crickets. What's going
Yeah.
on, man?
Hi, my name is Joe. This is my Komodo dragon, Mark David Chapman.
Ooh.
What about you, Bobby? What's your
You
favorite
just
animal?
leave a catcher in the rye in his fucking tank.
Yeah. That's his bedding. I rip up a fresh Catcher in the Rye.
Hey, do you want to see my dragon, or are you some kind of phony?
There you go.
Ooh,
Yeah. My
bumper.
favorite animal, I like the spider monkeys, like
Okay.
the little monkeys that sort of act like people.
Yeah.
I think that's very cool. And the ones that like help people in wheelchairs.
Yeah.
I like to think that when I'm old and my body doesn't work, I'll get like a monkey.
A little monkey
You
slave.
know what I mean? Yeah, a monkey to do my bidding if I haven't gotten a woman to do it for me.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Spider monkey. I don't know what's the
It
specific.
It can do whatever a spider can, but in monkey form.
Spider monkey, spider monkey
Does
shoots
what-
a web and shoots its poo, or throws his poo rather.
Throws his poo.
Yeah, there's spider monkey. Capuchin monkey. Is that how you say it? Do you know what I'm trying to say, Joe? You're
No.
smart. You know about animals.
What kind of monkey?
It's.
I know what a marsupial is after you guys taught me.
It's like the type of monkey that you see that just kind of chills.
You
You
mean
know what I mean?
a billy ape?
No, not
No.
an ape. Like like in Friends, the monkey from Friends.
Marcel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
That's
I heard he was a bad monkey, which is also
is
what
that?
Joe says to look out for at night in New York.
yeah.
Yeah.
Me and my
why
buddy
would-
Anthony Cumia.
Yeah. Why was he a bad monkey?
He was like not on screen but off screen. The actor
Yeah.
who played the monkey was like biting other actors.
Well, apparently-
that's the thing with like all these Hollywood
Yeah.
people. On screen, it's one
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, they're a monster.
I guess those
the
monkeys,
Katherine Heigl of monkeys.
yeah.
monkeys are hard to domesticate too.
Yeah.
So I think that's like another aspect.
The Katherine Heigl thing was like weird. She was just like in so many things, and all of a sudden wasn't.
She was just-
and the rumor was
yeah.
that she was just like a monster bitch backstage, but also
Probably on her period.
But also, it's like more than others because like I've never heard of anyone else who just was everywhere and then stopped getting gigs because of their attitude in
Yeah.
Hollywood.
I think it was like she was a bitch, like so right out of the gate without earning anything. I feel like other people get like all shitty and bitchy like after they
Yeah.
have like an Oscar or an
Oh,
Academy
but
Award or
she had
something.
she was in like Grey's Anatomy, knocked
So?
up, but that's not. I
That's-
guess
yeah,
that's
that's
not
not-
enough.
That's not like Jennifer Aniston.
Right? Is Jennifer Aniston a bitch back?
Who cares? As
behind
long
the
as she
scenes?
puts her fucking feet in my mouth.
That's actually in Joe's rider.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
That's why we haven't been performing a lot around the
Yeah.
United States. Is that very few venues are able to honor the Jennifer Aniston's feet in my mouth clause. of Joe's.
We just
Yeah.
need one gig, dude.
Dude,
That's
Jennifer
all it
Aniston
takes.
and
Or-
Horrible Bosses.
Oh yeah,
So hot.
dude. I would have loved to be raped by that dentist.
Yeah, how was
instead
that,
of the
like-
dentist that raped me?
Yeah.
Come back when you're a hot chick.
yeah,
Yeah. Now say ah.
yeah.
Damn.
Damn, I really liked Horrible Bosses. Apparently, it's a remake
Of what?
Yeah.
of I don't know.
There was an original Horrible
I
Bosses.
don't know if it was like a loosely based remake or cause it was definitely like I mean the new version was like a fucked up version of. There's no way that was happening in the 60s or 70s or
Right.
whatever. Yeah. That was the first thing I saw Charlie Day in that wasn't It's Always Sunny in
I
Philadelphia.
think me too.
Yeah.
I also saw he was also in that goddamn what was it called? Pacific Rim, where it was people got these giant robot machines to fight kaiju, and it was a Del Toro movie, Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that good because it focused on it did that stupid thing that so many fucking monster movies do where they focus on the human characters.
Yeah.
And it's like no one gives a fuck. There was only like 25, maybe 30 minutes of monster fight
Yeah.
in this movie that's supposed to be about giant robots fighting monsters.
Yeah.
And it was like they tried to make like a character study. I don't give a fuck about the characters, dude.
Yeah.
It should just be some generic shit. Characters should be secondary. It should always be about the monsters.
Yeah. Yeah, there's I remember in Godzilla, like Bryan Cranston's in all the promo and everything,
Yeah.
and he dies like 20 minutes in.
Hell
Sorry,
yeah, he does.
Spoiler, sorry if you haven't seen it yet.
But even in that, it didn't have as much Godzilla as I would have liked.
Yeah, yeah,
It's more King Kong versus Godzilla had some good fighting in it. Even though it was
think I
stupid
saw
as
that.
fuck,
yeah,
at least it had like what you needed to have.
Exactly.
The title, which is King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah.
It was like 20 minutes of kind of setting everything up, and then
Just
by
fighting.
like 25 minutes in, Godzilla and King Kong were fighting, and like the characters were just there to be like, looks like Godzilla won that round, and then like, huh, King Kong took the second round. And,
Yeah.
You know, they were just there to kind of like explain the plot, but you know, it wasn't that necessary.
yeah. God, it is kind of funny that like back in the day, like a Rocky movie was an Oscar winner, or it was just like all you needed was like the build up to the big fight, and now we need King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah. Now that was a remake.
King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah.
There was an original.
There
King
was
Kong
one that
versus
came out in like
Godzilla.
the 70s. I used to watch that as a kid.
Yeah.
And it's cool because in the American cut, it makes it look that King Kong won,
Yeah.
and in the Japanese cut, they had it so Godzilla won.
Wow.
And then in like the most recent re-release of it,
yeah.
they made it look like King Kong won because they had King Kong getting up and walking away. But then you could hear Godzilla's roar in the background to show that he was still alive.
That's very funny. It's like when you see the two broadcasts of the same game. Like there'll be a baseball game where the Yankees hit a walk-off home run against the Blue Jays, and you see the Yankees broadcast, and they're like, home run, Yankees win, Yankees win. And they show the Blue Jays broadcast like, and that's a home run, and the Yankees win this one. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah.
The funniest one ever, there was a hockey fight. It was I may be getting I think it was the Sharks and the Hurricanes. It definitely was the Sharks. I remember Joe Thornton was involved when he was on the Sharks. A guy in the goalie, like players going past the goalie, and the goalie kind of swipes the player, and they face off, and the guy on the Sharks just jabs the goalie like under the neck.
Nice.
And knocks him down. And in the Sharks broadcast, you see them doing that. And he's like, yeah, go, Joe Thornton. That's what you do. If you're going to swipe at him like that, you're going to set him off. And the Carolina Hurricanes one's like, oh, my God, he is down. I hope he's going to be okay. I can't believe he would do that.
This is the darkest day in NHL history.
It was so funny.
A moment of silence
Yeah.
for our fallen.
Because
There was blood on the ice.
It was the most drastic difference in, hell yeah, look at that. This is what hockey's all about. And oh my God, he might be dead right now.
The first one is like fucking jazz music.
Yeah.
The other one is
Yeah.
Requiem by
Yes.
Mozart.
Yeah. So that's King Kong vs. Godzilla, American version
Hell
versus
yeah,
Japanese version.
American version, you could tell because it has a bunch of advertisements in it.
Right. When we went to the Empire State Building.
Yes. That was like a year and a half ago now.
Yeah,
Damn.
we I had never been like inside it like that before.
Oh.
We they had a bunch of like King Kong stuff, like because I grew up in New York, so I'm just like the Empire State Building's always been there. I never paid attention to the history of it or anything. It is pretty crazy, like because they built it long enough ago that it was like technology. They didn't have the technology that you had to build buildings that we later do. Like so many people died making it.
Right.
Yeah, but Polish people.
Right. Probably
Immigrants.
immigrants.
That is, it's wild. Yeah, it's like such like and like the fact that the Empire State Building kind of pays for itself with tourism
Yeah.
is wild.
Yeah.
You know. And but then like there's still like offices and stuff in there,
Yeah.
which is all. Could you imagine like working in the Empire State Building?
Yeah.
That would be wild. Like every day you just go in and like swipe in through the security
To
and
the
shit.
Empire State Building.
That'd be wild.
Yeah.
Would you be worried about a terrorist attack?
Yeah, actually, I don't know if I'd want to work in the Empire State Building because I'd rather just work in a building if I'm going to be in New York City, work in a building no one's ever heard of. That's not a target.
Yeah.
Like the MetLife Building? Who would fucking attack that one?
Yeah.
How
It's
about
like
the
right there.
FetLife building?
Ooh.
Yeah. You go to office every day, you put on your leather chaps one leg at a time, and then get fucked in the ass by your boss again. Literally.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I'm glad like I'm on like the ground floor at the office building I work
Okay.
at. What about you, Bob?
I am on the 9th floor.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You would never make it out.
I wouldn't. Because the first sign of trouble, I keep a gun at my desk.
Yeah.
And if the fire alarm goes off, I'm
Yeah, you
shooting
just
myself in
immediately,
the
no matter
temple.
what, it's one bullet. For emergency use only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a mace, a gun, and candy.
Yeah.
Depending on what the situation.
God, could you imagine like you're hungry, so you go in for a little snack and accidentally blow your fucking the back of your brain out?
when you're hungry.
Yeah. Oh, I'm starving. Fucking.
It's just like advertisement for
Yeah.
Skittles, like
Yeah.
while I'm like bleeding out.
Oh no, dude.
You know what I read is that 10% of fucking people that shoot themselves in the head survive.
That sucks.
10%.
There
One
was
out of 10.
There was like I think it was a football player or someone. There was some athlete or a basketball player maybe who shot himself in the head and survived. And there was a big ESPN story on him. He's got like kind of a wonky eye now, but
Yeah.
now he like goes and does speaking tours.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
he teaches people how to properly shoot
Yeah.
themselves in the head.
Here's how you finish what you started.
Yeah.
That was the case with. Do you remember those two kids? I mean, not remember as in it was before we were born, or before Matt and I were born.
Of course.
But they were like two kids in the 80s that loved Judas Priest, and they loved Judas Priest so much that the two of them went to a church and attempted to commit suicide
They
together.
were
and
breaking the law.
They yes, they were, man. Thank
That's
you.
sick, dude.
They went to an altar and the two kids shot themselves with shotguns, but only one died. The other one just like shot his jaw off.
Nice.
And survived. And then
He had to take a lot of painkillers.
yeah, is that a Judas Priest song? Okay, I know very little. I think Breaking Law is the only Judas Priest.
I may know a few more. I used to use one when I was wrestling in my
Ooh.
entrance music.
Okay.
Reckless. It's one of the least known songs and one of the least known albums. My brother found it and was like, "This could be a good song for you." And because there were guys I knew on the independent wrestling circuit, like one guy I knew using "Born to Be Wild," which
Right.
cool, but it's like no one's ever really going to hear that and think of you.
Yeah.
They're just going to think like. So I remember, let me pick a song that it sounds unique. It's a cool walkout music, and if anyone ever hears the song, they'll probably think of me before they think of Judas Priest.
Okay, yeah.
But anyway,
yeah.
Judas Priest, they shot themselves.
Well, now I'm thinking about what my entrance song would be.
Yeah.
Right now, it's the NoFX song "All Out of Angst."
Yes.
Because it's
Ooh.
a real like happy-go-lucky
Yeah.
song.
Well, yeah, at Fight Club, most of the time, sometimes if it's like right before the show and I forgot to do the music, I just give people music.
Yeah.
But I usually ask everyone, what music would you like? If they say it's up to you, sometimes I'll just pick whatever. But if I know them and I come up with something funny,
Yeah.
Ben Miller a long time ago said it's up to you, and now ever since, and also I give everyone the same music, kind of like wrestling, where it's like, maybe someone never does the show again, but if they do keep coming back, anytime someone hears 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton, that's Ben Miller's song.
Hell yeah, dude.
Iconic Ben Miller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought of Ben when I was in the supermarket the other day, and that song came
Yeah.
out. And I was like, "That's the Comedy Fight Club Champions theme song."
There was someone who picked a song that a couple other people have used, and he gave me two choices. I'll go with that one just because other people have chosen that. And he thought I was saying it because I was like calling him a hack, and I was like, no. I mean, he was like fucking right. He's like, I get it. I'm a big hack, and I was like, no. It is even if no one remembers anything. If someone remembers one person's song, then that's cool.
Yeah.
And just like keep doing things that could be a thing, and then what have you used when you came out to Fight Club? Because you've done it a couple times.
Yeah, I don't know. I usually just have like, hey, put some fucking. I just tell you to like. Put
Oh,
some
it
weird
was
shit.
the Shaolin something.
Yeah. Shadow Warrior.
Shadow
I had the-
Warrior.
Yeah, the Shadow Warrior theme song
Yeah, that's what it is.
from 3D Realms games
Yeah.
from the 90s.
Yeah.
It was a funny because it was a PC game by the company that made Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah.
But they didn't like it, so it's based on like this, Japanese warrior assassin. But they never had a Japanese guy, so it's just like a white guy
Yeah.
doing a really thick Asian accent.
Right.
Where he's like, "Oh, you want some Lo Wang?" and like shit like that.
As
Yeah.
opposed to you, who is the Asian guy that's doing his best
Yeah.
attempt at a white person's accent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I take my car to my job where I'm a foreman.
Yeah. Every time Joe says something race,
The idea that a Japanese person, the first American job they think of is foreman, is
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah, every
I drive
time-
a forklift and then go to my fat wife who hates me.
My wife, she have a roaring pain when I come home, and she hit me on the head. She have hair and curls.
And I tell her straight to the moon, Aris.
I say, Kaya! Straight to moon!
Kaya.
Straight to moon with land of dust and wind.
I say, I don't care because all I want to do is take bullet train back to condo with you.
King, Emperor of a Queens.
Emperor of a queen, where father-in-law is there, and where I pay respect to him every
Yeah.
day, for he is elder.
Yes. Oh, yes, my wife, father, river with us, and I really like it. He bring a much honor to our house. Arthur Freck, I grateful for your presence. Damn, dude, Asians have such a beautiful culture. I'm
They
so honored to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time you say something racist, it's your Asian part of you doing an impression of a white guy.
I never thought of it like that, Matthew.
Mhm. And every time I yes and the bit, it's because I do not want to offend Joe and his Japanese culture.
Bobby just wants to support a person of color.
I
Yeah.
do, but someone that's not really annoying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Joe's part Japanese, you're ginger, I'm a Jew. We're actually a very diverse podcast.
We are,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we're
Together
not all-
we make
yeah.
one white man,
Yeah.
one Presbyterian, suburban, New Englandy white man.
Yeah.
And we keep our shit to ourselves too.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
like, oh, we're a minority. Fucking
Right.
be nice to me.
Yeah, I've been hashtagging like hashtag stop Asian hate, hashtag
Uh-oh.
stop Jewish hate,
No.
hashtag don't kick a ginger day.
Uh-oh.
You know, all that stuff.
Oh, Bobber.
I swear to God, if someone kicks me, I'll be pissed.
Really? Why?
I have this weird thing where I hate being kicked.
Damn.
Yeah. Ooh.
Damn,
you
that would-
react. You snapped your head.
Yeah,
You
it's a
had to
natural reaction to someone almost hitting you.
You did it. I said if you had snapped your head back, we might have had something to look.
Whoa,
Ah.
shit.
You gotta
Okay.
sell it, Bobby.
Well, Matt, I'm sorry. This is a words-based art form. I'm not doing pratfalls. I'm not doing any flips.
Oh
I'm
my.
certainly not going to be on the tight-ropes.
It's a video.
Unless,
my.
unless
We have
Joe
a
asks me
video.
a particularly difficult question.
Joe watches press. He knows how to sell.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you
my
go.
goodness. all right. Try again.
We've been talking. We've been talking about cutting him out for a while, Bobby.
Yeah.
Now,
Now we can't. Go ahead.
yeah.
Oh fuck. Oh. Oh, shit. For the listeners at home, I came in my pants. What if that's the only way you could come is if you get kicked hard in the face?
Plenty of people have that problem.
I used to do that back in the day when I worked at Starbucks. My
Come.
coworkers all knew I used to be a pro wrestler, and I would as they would be coming around the corner, pop up and come like a half inch away from their face.
It is sort of like I will say I was a good friend just now because I really trusted you to almost kick me in the face.
Yeah.
And I think that's the new trust fall. You should do corporate retreats.
Yeah.
But you're teaching other people how to kick them in the face, and like they're not so good at it yet. So there are a few
Yeah.
broken noses.
So
That's
when
all part of team building.
That's
when
how it
I
goes.
was first training to do pro wrestling, I was like 16, 17 maybe when I
Oh.
first started going
or
to
as
the
Joe
shows.
calls it, prime age.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I just started going to the shows, setting up the ring and getting trained a little bit, I remember telling my brother that I wanted to. I had just learned like done my first couple of fake punches, and I told my brother, I was like, "Hey, watch this. We'll do it. You go to hit me, I'll block, and then I'll hit you back." And then I accidentally just punched him in the face.
Nice.
Accidentally.
And I just saw his eyes start to well up,
Aw,
and I
sweet.
like covered his mouth like, "Don't say anything." I didn't want my mom and dad to hear in the other room.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. That's like a classic fucking scenario.
Yeah.
It wasn't the first time you told your brother stop crying or mom and dad were
Yeah.
here.
He just looked at me like, "Why did you just punch me in the face?
Nice.
We were hanging out."
Yeah. Yeah. It sucks. It sucks being when you're roughhousing with your friends and then you suddenly get hurt.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, this stinks. This
Yeah.
wasn't what we signed up for.
Yeah.
But like it's different with siblings. Now, Bobby, you never had that though.
I never had
so-
siblings. And at this point, I don't think I ever will.
No, you definitely never will. Unless Papa Sheehan is still putting down like deep pipe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I think he is faithful to my mom, but God,
Really?
you know, God forbid he ever has the opportunity to impregnate another woman. I suppose he could.
Do you think he would though?
I don't know. I think he's one and done. I actually had this conversation with my parents. It seems a bit morbid, but I asked them, like, what are your plans if the other person dies prematurely?
Yeah.
And they had vastly different answers.
Okay.
Because my mom was like, well, I'm going to do what my mom did and go to the church and find another one. That's how my mom feels about me. She's like, I love your dad, but when he's gone, I don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, Dad, how about you? He's like, nah, I would just hang out. Yeah. He's like, one wife is enough for me. I get it.
Yeah.
He did what he needed to do. Had a kid.
Yeah.
He fucked that up. So
But
it's
it
like
kind of makes sense because my dad. Yeah. So I don't want to make this mistake again
He's
under
like,
any
"Look,
circumstances.
I tried to have a wife and kid. Waste of fucking time. So I think I'm just gonna chill.
Sometimes, guys, you get a
Yeah.
lemon, and he just points to me.
Chad was like-
I'm just like eating a burrito, like sloppily. He's like, sometimes you get that.
He's
Doesn't
like,
always
yeah.
come factory made.
If I look out, something takes out my wife and kid. Oh my god! Then it's a clean slate can start fresh.
It kind of makes sense though, because my mom is extroverted, my dad's introverted. I feel like that's all that is.
Yeah. Oh, if your mom's extrovert, she wants to get fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
She
that
might
makes sense.
she might like instigate like, oh, maybe we could like open up the relationship. You know, how would you feel about that? You come down for breakfast one day. There's just some random 45-year-old man sitting in his underwear at your breakfast table.
Well, actually, respect to my mom. She's almost 60. She's getting a 45-year-old man.
That's not impossible.
It's not. Well, I mean, it's impressive.
How's your mom look?
She looks like me. Whatever that
you,
does for
are
you.
are you okay with your mom grooming a younger man?
Yeah. No. Well, that's not
Ooh.
problematic.
Why?
It's only problematic when women don't have agency until they're in their mid-30s.
Are you
Right,
serious?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Bobber.
This is what I'm learning from Twitter. I was surprised too when I learned.
mercy.
Yeah.
I thought women could do anything.
Nope.
Yeah.
You know, we say women can do anything, but then like when Leonardo DiCaprio breaks up with some fucking old bitch who's like 26,
Yeah.
women are like, "Oh, he fucking tricked that woman." It's like, "Excuse me, she's like an adult woman." So like what? We think women can be president, but like they like from 25 and younger, they're just fucking retarded. and
Well, that's
can't
why
do
you have to
anything?
be over 35 to be president.
Ah, that actually makes perfect
And
sense.
over
now.
25 to be a congressperson.
But like, do we talk about like the diminishing physical returns of women after the age of 29?
That's actually in the Constitution too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why there's a maximum age for female presidents. That's the 28th Amendment. A lot of
I
people
love
don't know
that.
about it. Yeah.
I love that.
Mhm.
I
We-
love the maximum age for a woman. Too old. Get to the fucking retirement circle, Grandma.
Yeah.
Women live longer than men, though.
They do.
That's their punishment.
Yeah. So shouldn't there be?
That's because they ate the apple first.
Honestly,
Yeah.
though, because men have to run everything. Like we have to run the world. We have to fucking
well,
fight
no,
wars.
You know why women live longer than men?
because they have to have babies.
Because men don't want to
Ooh.
live with women.
Ooh.
Nice,
Matt, put on a
dude.
blazer and go to an urban room.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's
That'd be
a-
fucking chill if like we lived in a society where like we just had women for sex, but like guys could just like hang out and be chill.
That is actually the Taliban.
Dude. Honestly, dude, the Taliban sounds pretty fucking cool. Didn't like when they went to like Bin Laden, when they finally raided Bin Laden's cave, didn't they have like a bunch of like porn and video games?
And Fortnite.
Dude, that's so fucking
and Mountain Dew.
Because he was an Islamic extremist.
that's fucking cool, honestly if the Taliban let me play Fortnite,
Uh-huh.
it might be a deciding factor.
Yeah. Do you think he ever played as like an American to be like, this is fucked up? Yeah, dude, that rules. Yeah, the Taliban had like a good thing going, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, Al Qaeda, we'll be friends with you, and then Al Qaeda fucking attacks America, and then for like a good 20 years they didn't get to have sex slaves.
Hey, Mr. Taliban, tally me a sex slave. Day like a man, we hijack a plane.
You know what's wild is like I learned about that there are like in Afghanistan there's boy sex slaves too.
Ooh.
Right? These Afghan guys like they like to fuck little boys. And when I heard that, this was like while we were still in Afghanistan, I was like, well, thank God we're there. And then I learned I'm like, actually, Taliban are very strict about not fucking the little boys. The guys that are fucking the little boys, they're actually our friends, so we gotta we gotta kind of be cool about that for a little while.
They're the people who we're allies with.
Yeah, because the Taliban, it's like fucking little boys is harem. You could have multiple wives.
Nice.
But fucking a little boy, that's harem. So
That
like
makes sense.
these secular Afghans that are like, dude, fuck the Taliban. We'll be friends with America. We're also fucking the little boys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it just shows how complicated geopolitics is.
I think the Taliban seem pretty fucking cool.
They have cool beards.
Yeah. You get like, 75 wives or something like that?
Something like that, dude. That must suck if you're an incel in the Taliban. They're like, sorry, Ahmed, but you smell bad even for us.
I feel like that's all of them.
Yeah.
Like who other than an incel would kill themselves for 72 virgins? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we fucking solved the puzzle because most people aren't the guys that blow themselves up.
Right.
So if you are such a loser in like Taliban controlled Afghanistan that you're like, I can't even get one wife and this guy has fucking 3 and they're like, oh, dude, shut the fuck up. Okay, listen, you could get wives if you kill yourself for jihad. We fucking figured it out, dude.
Yeah.
Ideas mio, Poppy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I would join the Taliban.
Why not?
I feel like I'd get sunburned in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
That's really it, dude.
Yeah.
Is there a way to be Taliban in a northern country? Maybe?
Okay.
An American Taliban?
Arctic country.
Okay.
Would you?
possibly.
All right, you hate the sun so much. Are you okay with winter?
Yeah, winter's okay.
Like, would you live in Arctic somewhere?
No, that's probably too far in the other direction.
Okay.
But I would prefer it over, say, Africa.
Interesting.
was
For the
watch-
weather.
yeah.
Because of the weather.
Right.
Yeah. It's a little black in Africa. That black, that
Not
violent.
even, I thought there was going to be a joke there, or some like reference or anything.
No.
You just said
That violent black weather in Africa. That violent big-dicked black weather in Africa. Stealing our cars.
You know how much work it is to think of like an idea when you could just get to the straight fucking point?
Yeah, dude.
Come on.
What's up with all this? Like, oh, I'm going to take you on a little journey. Get to
Yeah.
the point,
Yeah.
baby. Time is money.
I was watching YouTube videos on this
Ooh.
island, Svalbard. It's like north of like Norway, I think, or somewhere around there.
Nice.
And it's like I think halfway between like one of the Scandinavian countries and the North Pole. And there's only like a few thousand people who live there. But it's just like the whole video is this one woman who does YouTube videos about her life on this island, and it's kind of wild. Just on the weekends they go like camping, kind of. They just go out into there's snow everywhere. They were like in bathing suits and bikinis in the summer, swimming in 40-degree Fahrenheit weather.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Nice.
Their
Warm
nipples
for
were
them.
probably so fucking stiff.
Yeah.
No, because they're used to it being so much colder. That was actually warm for them.
Oh wow.
Like,
Damn.
Yeah.
What kind of YouTube stuff do you watch, Bobby? And I know because you look at it on the locker room talk.
I do
But
that
tell
on a
me,
fairly and I'm always like, oh no, Joe's gonna know what I'm watching. He's gonna make fun of me for the things I watch. But I don't know. Recently, I haven't been watching. I've been on a music kick lately, to be
Nice.
honest.
Yeah.
Like a Spotify hip hop. I've been a real hip hop head these last few. You know what it is? Because my job's so fucking boring that I need like that energy just to fucking like. I'm sure I look like a psychopath at my desk because I'm just like trying to get the endorphins up by listening to like 50 Cent, Eminem, Biggie.
you got the Spotify Premium.
Oh yeah, baby.
Ooh, baby
Yeah.
boy.
You know I'm paying what is it, $10 a month?
Yeah.
Why don't you buy the Spotify yearly card on Amazon for $99?
Ooh. Okay.
That's what I do.
All right, I might do that.
Yeah.
You just go on Amazon and you just type in Spotify annual card
Okay.
and it's like
Save
$99.
$20.
Yeah.
You know, we all get annoyed by people playing their music like on their phone speakers in the
yeah,
subway.
when black kids do that, yeah.
When black people do, I'm not gonna debate that point.
no, that's
Anybody that wants to be colorblind to that specific
Yeah.
issue, do not trust them.
it is racist to pretend like it's not a thing.
Right.
Do you think it's because black people think headphones are haunted? Oh Lord, I ain't putting that in my damn ear. You put a headphone on, you know a dead man whispering in my damn ear? I don't think everyone on this train gonna listen to Chubba Checker. Everyone on this damn train. Shit, I ain't getting haunted.
God damn it, Joe.
We'll cut this one. We'll cut this part.
So regardless of why black people don't wear headphones, you're always kind of annoyed, like, ugh, we all don't want to listen to your fucking music. But then when the song ends,
But your people have been through a lot, so we'll listen to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Oh, sorry we used to own you. Please play this fucking crap.
Yeah. And then, but when the Spotify commercial comes on, you're like, I understand his life isn't like that
Aha.
great.
Yeah.
You know
Poor
what I
piece
mean?
of shit.
Yeah, I'm like, let him have his.
Yeah.
The sense of power he gets from annoying me is
Yeah.
actually what is keeping him from killing me.
You're like,
You know
what's
what I
the
mean?
matter, Tyrone? You spend all your welfare money on a crack pipe? Can't get the premium Spotify?
This is Joe's Asian part doing
Yeah.
impression of a racist
Oh
white
shit,
guy.
sorry. Oh, hey, Tyrone! What problem? You spent all your yen on crack pipe? That is actually true. Like, black people or Asian people are not the biggest fans of black people.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
when
Well,
Obama,
Rodney King fucking right.
Wasn't
when,
there-
when
yeah.
Obama was elected president, my very Japanese, and let me say for the record, very old Japanese grandmother was like, oh, but he's going to make it so every black person can have a gun. And I was like, damn, grandma.
Whoa, really showing us
Yeah.
your roots.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
like the
think-
fact that there's an old woman version of Joe Gorman.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
when she talks, it's in all earnestness.
Wasn't there a thing with like because all these Hollywood movies now they have to like cater to China that China doesn't like movies with like black leads and stuff like that?
I've
Yeah.
heard that with LGBT people, but it could be true with black people.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
they bury like gay scenes in
Yeah.
movies. Like they cut like a same-sex kiss in a Disney film,
yeah,
possibly.
Brokeback Mountain is like, oh, well, this scene, these two men are bowing down to
Yeah.
honor their elders.
Yeah.
And the way they bow down in American culture is one man bows in front of another man, and they make moaning sounds. And at one point, the man above the other man, in an effort to show that he will always honor the nourishment that his ancestors gave him,
Yeah.
spits into his hand.
Yeah.
And it's to show that, grandmother, as you fed me, as I will feed others.
Right.
Powerful.
Well, I will say, even if Asian people maybe aren't a fan of black people, at least we know that black people love Asians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. They love them so much, sometimes they high five them randomly in the street.
In the face.
Yeah. Oh shit, cuz I'm sorry. I was just trying to say hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a cultural misunderstanding because the black guy goes to dab him up, but the Asian
Yeah.
guy goes to bow.
Yeah, that's what it
happens.
is.
Classic
Right.
misunderstanding, dude. Like two
Right.
ships passing in the night.
But I mean, America's a melting pot, and sometimes the melting pot has a little bit of growing pains.
Yeah.
Ooh, Bobbert, do you mean that?
I do mean that with all my heart and all my soul.
Ooh.
Yeah. I had a conversation with a friend a little while ago because he was like, when someone's playing their music on the train,
Yeah.
I tell them to stop,
Ooh.
and I'm like, you're playing with fire with that one.
Yeah.
Hey, boy, you want to
Yeah.
turn that down a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, homie,
Mm-hmm.
yo, homeboy.
But my friend I was talking about is Joe,
Who was it? Was
Uh,
it who was your friend?
one of
Is
my
it-
buddies from high school.
White guy?
Yeah,
Oh,
Ooh, that's tough.
yeah.
I did see.
That is what it is. It's almost
Yeah.
like
It's reparations. It's like the closest they're gonna get to reparations.
Yeah.
I've seen.
So let them fucking listen to the
so
fucking
trap music is their version
Yeah.
of a Negro spiritual.
Oh really? I mean
Yeah.
I thought I hear them playing like African tribal music and shit, and it's just like fucking drums and hi.
I've seen this happen a few times before where you have like a white comedian who's very liberal and very progressive, and they meet a black comic at either an open mic, a show, wherever it is, and they're talking to them in a way that's like, I can tell they've never talked to a black person really before because they're just talking about all the bits they have about times where they were nice to a black person.
Okay.
Or whatever, and they're just like asking, it's like, would this be a funny thing? Like almost without saying it, without saying like, is this something black people would find funny?
Uh-huh.
And it's clearly somebody who just has not been around black people before.
Well, I've been doing this bit where, I'm out to eat with some friends, but also like friends of friends, and someone says something problematic, and I'm like, "Hey, Kevin, how about no?"
Yeah.
So like, do you like as a black man,
Yeah.
Matt? Do you think do you think like your brothers would be like down with that?
Man, you gotta pick a name other than Kevin. There's some brothers named Kevin, you know.
Okay. Well, I've been working on this other one where it's like, so I'm out, I'm out to eat with, my.
Where are you eating?
Well, definitely a. Is it Popeyes?
Oh, you mean Popeye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm at Popeyes, and so I'm my partner and I was with my partner, they them pronouns, and
Yikes.
I was out with them and their family.
Hey man, I'm gonna let you finish, but I gotta go. Yeah, there is, and it's funny because those people who they're probably good people, but they're just like clueless. But because they believe in like a lot of the progressive stuff, they think that they're like, it's like they'll see me do like a black joke or like any joke that I'll do, and they'll think like I'm fucking more progressive than that guy, and it's like I know how to talk to black people and you don't.
And you've had sex
Whoa.
with black
You-
people.
Yeah, I actually haven't.
You've heard it here,
Yikes.
folks. Matt knows how to talk to black people.
More so than white progressive
It is.
liberals
I do
in
consider
Brooklyn.
it a skill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, first of all, you got to do the greeting. That's real hard.
I fuck that up a lot.
Well, you have to let the person
But then I
of color-
acknowledge that I fuck it
You
up.
have to let the person of color lead.
Yeah.
You know, because if you go to dap up and they're not a dap up type of guy, then it's like, well, you just made a huge assumption.
Ooh.
But if you initiate the traditional handshake, it has a vibe of, hey son, let's do this the right way.
Yeah.
You know? So you
Right.
got to it's almost like if you're in a dance, the black
Yeah.
person is the man.
Right.
They lead.
Yeah. Well, because also
This is how I talk to Brooklyn
Right.
comics.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, you really fucked that up, but I've been talking with Matt, and he teaches me how to talk to black
Yeah.
people, and I really think I could give you some points.
Well, my thing is, I'm just completely myself. I don't act like I'm not like an extremely white person who like because that's the thing. A lot of progressive white people do. They'll try to relate, and it's like, I mean, I could talk about black people with basketball and stuff like that, but for the most part, I'm like, I'm not going to pretend I don't like Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
yeah, no. Usually, when I see like a black guy at a mic, I'll be like, "Yo, I don't even be using this liberal arts degree, son." And you know, they're like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
Yeah, I'm
All
like, I see a black guy at a mic. I'm like, oh, a lot of fat white women here for us
Yeah.
to sexually assault afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the word you were looking for, Joe, is thick.
THICC.
And thick, if you're not familiar, it means dangerously overweight to the point that you could hear them breathing. Thick, like Marilyn Monroe.
Yikes.
Right.
World famous fat bitch.
Yeah. I hope all the white people listening are taking notes.
Nah, they're not, dude.
Yeah.
They're too afraid.
Yeah.
They're too afraid of the truth we have to say.
I've checked the analytics, and unfortunately, it's not broken down by race. It's broken down by gender. I found out that we're 90% boys.
Sick.
This is pretty cool.
Pretty
Podcast.
sick.
It was actually lower percentage than I had anticipated.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that 10% of our listeners
10% are women. That's why. Or, at
Or
least, like,
non-binary.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
sucks. Hopefully, some of these women get on the Discord and start showing off their bodies.
Yeah, any women that want to show off their bodies on the Sexy Lady Discord, please feel free.
Not any women.
Have you ever pulled a knife on a woman?
I have actually. I'm glad you brought this up, dude. One time I was like, I'm gonna have sex with this woman. And
Joe's
she
been
was like,
asking
yeah.
you for weeks, hoping that you would just say no. But what about you?
That's the only I fucked up, dude. Because that's the only reason people ask someone as a question, so then they could tell their side.
Yeah.
So go ahead. You pulled a knife on a woman.
I did. It was
Okay.
fucking awesome, dude.
Was it your grandmother for being racist?
Yeah, I said, hey, Barack Obama's gonna give everyone a gat, not a gun, Grandma.
Uh huh. Okay.
You know.
You're teaching her AAV. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Is that the only time you pulled a knife on a
Gat,
woman?
and she was like, gat? No, a gat is for dinner. And I'm like, no, Grandma. No, Grandma. That's cat. C-A-T. Gat is how black people figure out their differences. And she learned something.
Right.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Is that the only time you ever pulled a knife on someone?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
You know, you like, I see, like sometimes sort of
Yeah,
pull a knife on
right.
someone.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I pulled it out, but not with like the intent to use.
Yeah.
Just to-
yeah.
Just to instill fear. Maybe let people know I'm available for brisks.
I had someone. I can't believe I haven't talked about this now. Someone pulled a knife on me once.
No, mercy.
Really?
What
Yeah.
happened?
So a little bit of a background. I used to drink a lot.
Oh, no.
Good start. One time, my buddies and I, we went to what we thought was going to be a fun frat party, but it was actually like two military dudes and like their ugly girlfriends. So we were very disappointed.
I'd be
So when I'm
furious.
disappointed at a party that I go to, I just leave. But some of the people I was with thought it was appropriate to steal things from their apartment.
That's funny.
So this guy became fixated on me because he'd see me out.
He
and
wanted to steal you from the apartment?
he wanted to steal me from the apartment. Yeah, he's like, I also want to take a little thing that belongs to those guys.
Yeah.
So he came up to me, and it was weird because I'd see him when he was sober, and he'd be fine. But if I feel like he was also had like a booze issue, and whenever he was even a little tipsy, he'd be like, he'd turn.
Okay, yeah.
He would have that kind of glazed look on his eye, like he needs to prove something. So, like one time he came up to me, he's like, I know you didn't steal anything, but like your friends did. And I'm like, hey man, I didn't tell him to do that. And he's like, it's cool, man. Just tell me where they live so I could get it back. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you where my friends live.
Yeah.
And so it became a thing of like whenever he'd see me out and he had like some shit to drink, he would be like, where do they live? And I'd be like, man, I'm not telling you. And I'm real. The first rule of self-defense is avoidance. So whenever I'd see him, I'd just leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I remember one time he fucking followed me out of a bar.
Nice.
And by this point, I was with like a different group of friends, but they knew the story, so they came out with me. And then his friends knew he was a lunatic, so it became this fucking stupid thing where it's these two groups of guys walking, and
everyone was snapping their fingers, walking towards each other.
Yep.
And then like Bobby started doing a little dance, and then he countered with another dance.
I was just taking dance classes, so
Right.
he was a better dancer than me. So even at this point, I'm like, I'm in trouble, folks.
Yeah.
But I fucking hated it because like then everyone just sees the two of us being separated. And I feel like part of it was my friends trying to make me look cool, but I'm like, no, this isn't cool. I don't like this. You know what I mean? I don't want someone to see this and think like I'm some guy that like picks fights with people at bars.
But
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But anyway, he like at one point like gets in my face and then just pulls out a pocket knife.
Nice.
And then his friends like instead of just doing the hands on the chest like we want to this is performative, they literally dragged him away. You know, because he pulled a knife on me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So did you tell them where that your friends live?
No, I never
Can
did.
you tell the listeners?
No, and you know what? You thought that was a story about me getting a knife pulled on me, but it was actually a story about how I'm not a goddamn snitch.
Nice.
And I believe in omerta.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that
dude.
guy was in the Marines, so I think he had PTSD.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just like that other guy, James Mack, who was also in the Marines. And
Well,
Bobby, you've said multiple times that he was mentally unstable. Like, remember when you didn't see Venom with him and he pulled a knife on you at that Bringer show?
Yes, I do remember.
And then he said, Semper Fi.
Semper Fi. Joe.
Joe knows the lingo because he actually served in every branch.
Yeah,
Right.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I never forget. Hey, folks, thank you to all of the brave firefighters from September 11th, 2001. I think it was really fucking dope that you went into those towers to save a bunch of rich people.
Do you know how many police officers died on 9/11?
Not enough. No, but how many?
It's easy to remember. 72.
Ooh.
Isn't that wild?
Why is
For
that
each
easy to
virgin.
remember?
Yeah.
is that
They
why?
were the virgins that the fucking jihadists get. The police officer like, wait a minute, this doesn't seem like heaven. It's like, not your heaven, bud. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Mm-hmm. And a weirdly low amount of paramedics. That makes it sound like I wish there was more. I don't.
Yeah.
But it was like less than 72 paramedics. And I had assumed it was more because it was like 300 something firemen.
Well,
I
the
guess
firemen were like on the,
firemen went
yeah,
into
they
the
went
buildings.
into the
Yeah.
building.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well,
man.
also that doesn't even count the amount that like died young because of cancer from asbestos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
that was fucking
Yeah.
crazy how much asbestos
Yeah,
was in
and
there.
our fucking congressmen, they were like, we do not want to give them any money whatsoever.
Yeah, our government fucking sucks, dude. How wild is it that like Jon Stewart was like the only person that's been
Yeah.
like the only person who used their comedy to actually make like a legitimate actual fucking
You're
difference?
forgetting about Hannah Gatsby.
Oh yeah, what'd she do?
She talked about being raped.
Who cares?
Yeah, I think Jon Stewart is a little
Looks
more
like
helpful.
we made fucking 5 Hannah Gatsby's just this week then.
Yeah, Joe and I are just running around creating more artists.
You just fucking rape a woman. You're like, you're gonna get so much material out of this. Jesus Christ, Bobby, this one's dark.
Yeah.
This one might have to be a Patreon.
No, it's not.
We can't make it a Patreon, but it's like that's a funny thing to say.
Well, we're gonna have to do a Patreon without Matt.
What?
I would be
How?
in Israel.
I don't know.
Oh no.
We'll have to find.
Should we have
someone-
James Mack and you guys can finally settle the beef?
We could hash it out.
Ooh. Maybe he'll put you on like the fucking Jersey Comedy Festival or whatever.
Oh,
fucking-
God, I should
Hoboken
hope.
Comedy Festival.
I should only hope. You think that would be fun, but actually, he's kind of dull.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be. Like the argument between the two of us wouldn't even be fun. It would just kind of. I don't know. You ever hang out with comics and you're like,
No.
how is this guy? How is this guy funny? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, most comics aren't actually funny.
Yeah.
Most comics like they just write a lot and like just like the volume in which they write. That's why anyone who says you have to write for an hour a day is not a naturally funny person.
Yeah.
Like you need an hour to fucking think of funny things to say.
Yeah.
I can think of funny things to say right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Adult diaper rash. I'm going to talk about that. Fucking hilarious, right? It's like, so it's like, isn't that like a fucking crazy thing? Nobody tells you like you're going to deal with like diaper rash as an adult.
Yeah.
And like most people have it, especially like on a hot fucking New York summer. Everyone's got fucking diaper rash. No one talks
If
about
I
it.
have fucking dementia and you take my gun away from me, I'm gonna start the car in the garage, and now we're all risking CO2 poison.
Ooh.
CO2, is that carbon monoxide?
Who
I
knows?
think CO2 might be oxygen.
No, carbon dioxide. O2 is oxygen.
Yeah.
Okay, so CO2 is carbon dioxide.
dioxide. Yeah.
Mhm.
C, carbon. O, oxide. 2, die.
Damn.
Carbon dioxide.
Damn. Matt, the official brain trust of the Locker Room Talk podcast.
They cut out the part of his brain that was retarded, so now
Yeah.
he's actually smart.
Yeah.
Carbon dioxide.
Imagine how much I talked about wrestling before the surgery.
Damn. Matt just paid attention in like middle school science once, and that's like the carbon dioxide.
You didn't even have a fucking tumor. The doctor was just like, oh my God, he won't stop talking about The Undertaker. And,
Yeah.
And some traumatic thing that happened
Yeah.
while he was watching The Undertaker one time. Better lobotomize this big guy.
Yeah.
Hydrogen dioxide is just water.
That's like a big
Yes.
parody thing. Like people
Yeah.
would like ask people, hey,
Do you think we should ban hydrogen dioxide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what's the point of that bit? Look at all these well-meaning people that don't necessarily
Yeah.
have all the information.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's like,
Fucking retards.
should we ban hydrogen dioxide? It's like, what's that? It's like, that's what men use to use a woman's bathroom.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
So we should ban it.
Or like when they would ask people if they want to ban women's suffrage.
That's a good one.
That's a good one because the thing is, a lot of people act with that one. No one acts like they know everything about the periodic table of elements.
Yeah, yeah.
People act like they really know everything about all these social issues.
Yeah.
So then when you get them on a very easy thing like that, it is a nice little poking hole in the, hey, you're actually not as smart as you think you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike us, because
Yeah.
you know this is like an intellectual podcast.
I mean, this is
here.
like a cabal.
yeah.
Yeah. We're a cabal.
Yeah.
We're almost like that table in The Simpsons, the Republican table. Remember the
Yes.
round table with
Yes.
Mr. Burns and
Yeah.
and the Texan guy with
Dracula.
the hat and Dracula. Yeah, all these
Yeah.
evil, shifty people.
Yeah.
Because that was back in the 90s where it was like fun to say that Republicans are evil, but now you have to say it with all earnestness.
Right.
That was pre Hillary Clinton singing Hallelujah on SNL.
Damn,
comedy.
dude, doesn't SNL suck? Isn't it wild how much that show fucking sucks?
It's so funny too, cause like I'm back on I'm back on the apps, and fucking on a regular basis, people will be like, "Oh, well, do you like SNL?" And I have to be like, "Yes."
That's why you can't say you're a fucking comedian, dude. You're
Yeah.
asking for it.
Should I tell people I'm a comedian on Birthright? I still haven't decided yet.
No, I really don't think you should, Matt, but I know you will.
What do you think I should say?
You're
You
going to
should-
say it.
You
What do
should
you think I
say you're a
should say?
comedian, but like say like the point of my comedy is really for people to understand that Israel's history is important. It's complex, but Israel's interests are America's interests.
Right.
Yeah, and then some like Russian Jewish woman with big milky titties is like, well, that sounds like a good comedy to me.
Yeah.
Can I maybe get plane ticket and visa to
Yeah.
America?
What do you think I should say, Joe?
You should just be like, I don't know. What are some selling points about you, Matt?
Coaching youth sports.
There you
That's people like that.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know what? I think you should tell the truth. Hear me out on this one, because the fact that you work with kids is very cute, but also some women like to think that a man that they might fuck will have income potential. Some women,
Yeah. Oh,
not necessarily on this trip, maybe some other trip, but
On this
A
trip,
bunch-
a Jewish
A
fucking
bunch
trip?
of Jewish
Yeah.
women may not care about a man's earning potential. Bobby, really?
listen, it's not important what trips you're more or less likely to find a woman that would like good income potential. What I'm saying is you want to say that before this comedy thing takes off, I want to make a difference in children's lives.
Ooh.
Jewish children's lives.
Ooh.
Matt, I'm really trying to
I
help
have
you here.
actually. So in my youth sports coaching, I go to like different schools and stuff, and I have been I was at a Jewish day camp over the summer, and for the fall season, I will be doing I will be doing lessons at a temple.
Ooh.
Dude,
So I will be working with Jewish children.
Ha-cha-cha.
that's going to get some...
And the way you phrase that is perfect. The before this comedy thing blows up, I want to, because
well,
I
maybe
thought
don't say blow up, but yeah.
Right, yeah. I thought you were going to say something like, youth sports coach doesn't sound very lucrative, but comedy and entertainment could be. And I'm like, I'm going to have to lie my ass off if I make it seem like doing comedy is a lucrative career.
Yeah.
Also, like, you don't want him to, like, look up your act and be like, man, this guy's a rapist.
That's the thing, too. Yeah,
Yeah.
if I say I do comedy. I feel like there is, if I talk about, like, Comedy Fight Club, that's an impressive thing. Even if a podcast has a lot of listens, I still feel like there's kind of an podcast.
Yeah.
There's still like that kind of vibe
Any
to
woman
it.
that would roll her eyes at the idea of locker room talk doesn't get to be blessed with your penis.
I just don't know if they're going to be...
Bobby.
I don't know if I'm going to be on a trip with towel girls or not.
Oh, well, there's only one way to find out.
Ooh.
Ladies, if you were on a fucking trip, birthright trip, and you see Matt Maran, have sex with him, and you'll get a free subscription to our Patreon episodes.
You think there is a woman who is on the birthright trip? As this episode comes out, I will be on the birthright trip.
So anything...
Oh my God, you're that comedian podcaster from New York that's going on Birthright this week?
Yeah.
Anything's
That's
possible.
you,
They
Matt?
listen to the new episode of Locker Room Talk while they're in Israel with me.
Anything's possible, man.
And Joe, thank you for bringing this up. I'm willing to say that any woman in any context ever that sleeps with us gets a free subscription to the Patreon, provided they're not already a patron.
Ooh. Well, there you go. Ladies, the balls are in your court.
My balls.
Uh-oh. Bye.